and welcome to FanPark Live. I'm Terry Flewis from the Football Terrace, joined by the boys from We Are Tottenham TV. Introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
I'm Sim.
I'm Ben.
And they are brothers. They look alike. They're Spurs fans.
We're not twins. We're not twins.
Not twins, brothers.
Yeah.
Just brothers, not twins. But they do look very, very alike.
Everyone calls us twins.
Yeah, I can understand. You look about to say who's the oldest.
Guess.
Oh, that's the thing. You guys can guess out there who the oldest is. Either right Sim or right Ben, and we'll decide at the end who the oldest is. I have no idea because I'm old as hell. Before we're going to review the game. England reigned supreme 1-0. A goal from Manchester United's Jesse Lingard.
Messi Lingard.
Lingardinho performs for England now as well. Got the victory away from home against an average Dutch team. An average Dutch team, we have to be honest about that. We're going to review that. Of course, we're going to take your calls. But before we go ahead and before we do that, please do us a massive honour and download the OneFootball app. It's massively important to us as a channel and a platform. But for you, it gives you free access to football news, league tables, statistics, and everything else you can imagine. The information for that is in the description below. And if you want to see more of myself, more of the boys here, the likes of DT Troops, Claude, Mark from the United Stand, download the Ultimate Football Fan app. The UFF app is now available in all leading app stores, but the information is in the description below. You can get that for free, and there's lots of exclusive, amazing content. These guys are in the middle of recording something at the moment, a little mini doc on there as well, all about Spurs and some of the names associated with it. It'll be a great thing when it comes out, so make sure you get that done. But let's talk England versus Holland. Second half much improved from the first.
Definitely. I thought it was a bit more professional performance in the second half. I thought we actually attacked well. I thought, we actually tested the keeper a number of times. We were actually creating chances. I was encouraged by that second half performance more than the first half, I would say. And I was happy. I thought Rashford was getting a few more chances, a goal. He was getting a few more shots off, and it was a class finish by Lingard, when he got the chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought kind of the more attacking intent was there. The first half it was a bit dead and flat, but second half we really came out. Was getting in behind. I thought Lingard put in a really good performance, but still room for improvement, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It was a nice work in progress. I think we became a bit more ambitious in the second half, and we went forward more, and that actually stopped. I mean, if you look at the statistics, and we will get them up on the screen right now before we take calls, and we look at them a bit later, what I noticed is that actually Holland ended up having more shots than we did. They had 13 to our 11.
I think we defended quite well.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
Blocked a lot of their shots.
A lot of blocks, a lot of speculative efforts from distance. They didn't really. There was one sort of the backheeled opportunity
from Bastos.
Bastos. Apart from that, there wasn't any real openings against us. Where I thought England had lots of opportunities where they either got a shot away or we opened them up quite well, and it was encouraging to see England do that, especially ahead of a major tournament, because we were kind of discussing that. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Harry Kane, for instance, to score at the World Cup. But if you don't create opportunities for him,
then it's going to be impossible for him. He needs people to make space for him. But I think we've got those players. As I said before, I think our forward line is actually quite exciting. I think we've got some really good forward players: Lingard, Sterling, Rashford. These are some really, if they've got fast pace, they should be creating space for players like Harry Kane.
Yeah. Absolutely need to.
You say that though, but a lot of the time when Tottenham's midfield aren't ticking, Kane can actually do it himself because he's got all the tools in his box to actually create those chances himself.
Yeah, occasionally over a season you'll get a few of those opportunities, but in a confined 100%. Space like the World Cup, you kind of
I expect Harry Kane to maybe create a goal or two for himself at this tournament.
Yeah,
but the players that you look at, whether it be Gary Lineker doing it for England all them years ago, whether you look at the likes of Klose at Germany, Muller that score regularly, go back and watch those games and goals. The majority of them are created.
Those guys are foxes in the boxes.
Exactly, and that's the thing with Harry Kane. You look at all these goals for Spurs, some crackers, some buttes, lots of headers, tap-ins, and one-on-ones created for him, and they're all the goals that add up to make him a 30-40 season goal a season man, and that's required. There was a comment here before we go to from Shane. From Shane Turner here, who says, where's it gone? It seems to have disappeared. About Jesse Lingard, basically saying all the praise for Jesse Lingard, yet he didn't play well, just took his chance when he had it. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, do you think he had it's kind of alluding to the fact that he had a poor game but still scored. What do you reckon?
I thought he played okay.
Yeah, I thought he had a pretty good game.
Nothing amazing.
No, but no one was amazing. But I thought out of what we had, he was definitely one of the better players. He was getting in behind. Obviously, he scored the goal. I wouldn't say he had a bad game.
I thought he got the ball a number of times in the final third. He was looking to create stuff, but I think a lot of stuff didn't come off for him today. But I think, yeah, the ball fell kindly to him, and he had a nice strike, and he obviously scored the goal.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the most important thing. But you know, he was trying things. He was on the ball a lot, you know, and I think you know, at least he looked dangerous.
Absolutely. We've got a call coming through now. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hi, mate. I'm Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. Who do you support?
I support Arsenal and England.
Well, we'll cheer the end one. We've got 2 Spurs fans in here, mate. What were your thoughts on England's overall performance today, and who stood out for you in the Three Lions shirt?
I thought Harry Maguire. I think his distribution is good. I think he's solid at the back. I thought Kyle Walker was quite good. Sterling was all right. Hate to say it, but I think Lingard is actually a decent player. I hate it.
Why do you hate to say it? Is it because of what he did to you at the Emirates? Is that Millie Rock still giving you nightmares when you sleep, young man?
It is.
Look, do you know what I say about Jesse Lingard, both on an international and club sense, is that Man United, not all, but large sections of Man United fans were giving him vile, just over criticism and dog's abuse and scapegoating him for years. He was berated every time he got near an England squad, but he's kept his head down. He's worked hard. He's been himself. And is he ever going to be world class? No. But is he an established top level international and Premier League player now? He's worked himself into that, so he deserves accolade and credit for that.
But the thing is, if he doesn't let the fame get to him, like players like Hector Bellerin has, I think he could go on to be. I think he could go on to be quite an important player for Man U in England.
Yeah, definitely important, but world class I think is a bit of a stretch.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's not world class, and I think he knows that in his mind. But do you know what? I think he's been around. His best friends at Rashford and Pogba and people. That's going to inspire you on because he sees what they're achieving, and he's done very well. And do you know what? Sometimes you need that.
I was going to say, you build players around, you build squads around these type of players who will give their all, who are committed to the cause, and have a bit of quality about them. They're not,
if you look, for instance, example being, if you look at the great Spain side that won all those trophies back to back, Pedro was part of it. Now we've seen Pedro at Chelsea. He ain't a world-class player, but as part of that Spain setup, it works. You've got the likes of Podolski.
Yeah.
At club level, average. In the German side, the man was a machine, and that's what England needs to get away from. I'll tell you what frustrates me. I want your view on this, mate, as an England fan.
Yeah.
All I've heard for ages is drop the old guard and bring in the youngsters. So we bring in the youngsters, and now I'm hearing people moan that there's not enough experience. It's like you can't. I hear drop the superstars and play the lesser players. They want it more. They're more hungry. We do that, and we moan we ain't got experience. I don't understand the argument.
The superstars have never, like, for the past, well, for I've been alive, they've never really lived up to their potential, and they've never really done what they've expected to do. When you look at the clubs they've played for, like Gerrard and Lampard, we thought they were going to be the best midfield duo the world's ever seen, and they were absolutely rubbish. They hated playing with each other. Yeah. But if you look at them for Chelsea and Liverpool, they were the best midfielders in the world at the time. Yeah,
I know. Everyone thought they were going to be like a superstar, like George Michael and Elton John, but they were more like Reggie and Bolly. You know what I mean? It was just, it didn't work at all.
I think what we're missing is like a powerhouse in the central defensive midfield. Like if you look at other countries like Portugal, they've got William Carvalho. France have got Pogba, but we've just got these little players who.
Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Henderson.
What are you saying? Is he not powerhouse?
Jordan Henderson is pathetic. I really don't like him. We need someone in the midfield who can go forward and can also.
Who is there?
What did you think of Oxlade-Chamberlain's performance today? Speaking of midfielders who can drive forward.
I thought he's got decent crossing, decent passing, but he just doesn't create enough chances. He loves to go sideways. He's not very direct.
But he can be more direct. He has those qualities. Do you not
he does have the quality to do it, but he's not really getting the support. Walker, I think, although Walker was really good today, I think he doesn't really support him as much.
Well, Walker, you talking about?
England don't have that player in midfield that can grab
the thing with it is, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jordan Henderson, these players, they're all good players. The problem you have is that we don't have a standout midfield player. They're all good, They're all good players. They're all squad players. They're all Premier League players. And I don't mean any disrespect. You know, I actually thought Jordan Henderson played quite well tonight.
Yeah.
The problem I have is that he's not a top class player.
He's
you know, the same as we're saying. Jesse Lingard will get away with it where he plays. He's further up the pitch and he'll be surrounded by better players. When you're there's no one in our midfield that you can wrap them average players around. They're all just there. So the only way it's going to work is to create a group and a unit that works great as a collective. That could, like we saw with Wales at the Euros a couple of years ago. We need to create a unit and a team ethos that works, because we're not going to have a standout individual that bosses it.
Yeah,
From Harry,
and also
Yes.
I think the worst player wearing an English shirt today was Danny Rose. I think Ryan Bertrand needs to get in their left back position. I thought Danny Rose was awful, and I also think we need to give players like Alfie Mawson a chance. And Loftus-Cheek, because when they were in the friendlies against Germany and Brazil, I thought, well, not Mawson, I don't think he was playable, but I saw Loftus-Cheek and he was unbelievable. He's really composed on the ball, and I think we need to give him a chance at attacking mid.
There we go, mate. Really do appreciate your call. We've got a lot more people who want to get on the air, so thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Top man. Cheers. Thank you very much. We've got more people who want to call in now.
Oh, hello.
Danny Rose. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Yeah, hi, it's Alli.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was just about performance tonight was okay, but it's typical England, really. It's average performance for an
Won the
England.
game.
I mean, we are away from home against, yeah, no, it's not the greatest Holland and Dutch side of ever, but we got the victory. We didn't really look troubled by them. 2 or 3 big players. Were you not? Was there nothing that you found of encouragement from that game?
Well, it's a Dutch side that's going through a transitional period, that I think, because they've had good performances in past World Cups, but all their players have basically retired now, and they're very much relying on a young side. So it's a disappointing result, I think, from England, to be honest.
Winning.
But I know we won. We did win, yeah, which is great, but
Any
what's going to happen at the
England
World
players?
Cup, I don't...
Any England players impress you tonight?
Lingard played well, to be fair. He had a good match. Yeah, he played well. But the defence, Southgate, he has no idea what his back line's going to be.
Yeah.
His centre-backs, he has no idea. He's no idea what his goalkeeper's going to be, which for most international sides, they know what their team is now. And England have no idea what their side's going to be, and it's a worry for the World Cup, because even if England do get out the group, which they should do, because there's 2 weak sides in that group that England should beat, but I expect them to draw against one of Tunisia or Panama.
I wouldn't put it past them,
I think we'll get beat by Belgium, but yeah, I can't see us going any further than the last 16.
Belgium have been bigger flops recently at major tournaments than England, and they've got a better squad than us, so I wouldn't be too sure of that.
I know they have been a big disappointment, when it comes to major tournaments, Belgium, but they have got a very good side, but I do expect them to beat us. If we don't know our centre-backs and we don't know our goalkeeper, that's your foundation for a team. If you ain't got that now...
I understand your point of view there. Mate, thank you very much for your call. We really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye, mate. Take care. Yeah, we're going to have a little look at the app now, then we'll take some more calls in a moment. So obviously we looked at the stats earlier. What we'll do is we'll just see who's been voted for. Who would you give your man of the match to?
I thought Trippier had a very good game as well.
Yep.
Right back as well. Maybe Lingard will just shade it.
It's got to be between Trippier, Walker, and Lingard. I think
Marcus Rashford has won the vote.
Rashford won it.
On the OneFootball app. That's who the users there voted for. Lingard second, Sterling fourth from an England player's point of view. Then Henderson, then Vardy. Trippier then got 3 votes. Trippier got 3. Yeah, not a lot of people voting on that tonight on the OneFootball app. And Man United fans, it would seem. I think Jesse Lingard gets the goal, so he has the opportunity there. But look, when you go back and look at that game again, statistically, England dominated. in terms of opportunities, we dominated. And yes, we are playing I think the last caller was right. We are playing a Dutch side that's in transition.
Yeah.
At the same time, we got the victory. We had, I think you pointed out earlier, we had a few other opportunities where the ball didn't quite drop where we wanted it to. And someone made a great point on the comments a moment ago. It was basically saying like we should all calm down a bit because talking about the quality of midfield and quality of players. When we had Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard in the squad, we didn't do anything then either.
That's
so
also true.
maybe over the next 3 games remaining, we'll work out who our defenders are going to be and our goalkeeper. And maybe, just maybe, having these slightly lesser players in our minds lowers our expectation, and maybe it changes the viewpoint of our opponents. Maybe they think, well, because a lot of the time when England play, we go up against teams that sit back against us and they're really negative. Hopefully that changes slightly because of that. It'd be nice for some of these smaller teams to go, all right, we'll have a go at this England team because they're not very good. I think that will play into our hands a lot more.
I don't know though, because when you look back at previous tournaments, you go 96, we had a great tournament. 98, I thought we were very good that tournament. Even 2002, we weren't too bad that tournament as well. And the players that were playing in that tournament were the class, the class players.
Yeah, there was
Since 2006.
There was
some bad luck, wasn't there? Like the Ronaldinho's goal was bad luck, and that we played well in that game against Brazil. And then the way we went out to Argentina, I mean, we won the game. We scored a goal that shouldn't have been disallowed, and it may have changed the tournament. So you are right. But that was kind of before the Beckham, Gerrard, sorry, the Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard era.
Beckham was there. It was Owen.
We've got another call coming through that we're going to put through now. Thank you very much for holding on. Hello and welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Ahmed, how are you?
I'm very well, Ahmed. Who do you support, my friend?
Tottenham.
Hey! Yes, mate. What's going on?
Party in here. Party in here. What did you think about that England victory tonight, my friend?
It was a decent game, average. The officials were bad, the referee was bad, but decent game, average. I think Rose was bad.
Yeah.
I think Rose was poor.
Like he's been all season.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take Luke Shaw over him at Spurs, but you know, nah, his crossing is poor. Maguire was good. I think Maguire was very good. I think Cahill was needed in centre back, to be honest.
Cahill.
Yeah, Gary Cahill, bit of experience. Would you start in
centre back if it was up to you?
Is he even in the squad?
I'm not sure.
I would have Cahill, Stones, and Maguire. To be honest.
What about the kid from Burnley? Was it Tarkowski?
Yeah, I think Maguire. Yeah, that's a shout. But I think Maguire is a big guy, good in the air, good kicking, good ball.
Yeah, I like Maguire. I rate that. Yeah. I think he's a very good player, and he's a big man.
Yeah, he seems to me like a 1960s player.
Yeah, and you need that a little bit. You kind of need that, but he's decent on the ball as well.
Problem with mine is he can be a bit slow on the turn. I find.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
offensively,
bit of an oil tanker.
I want to speak a little bit about Alli. I think he's overrated.
Dele Alli.
Yeah, Dele Alli. I think he's. I don't know.
Look, Dele Alli is a player.
I don't know.
Dele Alli is a player that heavily relies on moments in a game. When you look at him last season, he was absolutely class. But this season, he can go missing for a majority of the game, but he'll still pop up with a goal and an assist at the end of the game.
Exactly, but no, my problem is not that he's being poor. It's that he thinks everything's built around him. He thinks he's Zidane.
Can I ask you a question?
In a way.
When you say overrated, with Dele Alli, all I ever hear is people say he's overrated, which means he can't be overrated. If you continue, if everybody says no, he's not that good, then nobody's actually over. That's your rating. I mean, from your point of view, look, I look at him on a club level. He plays for a rival club. I think he's very, very talented. How old is he now? What, 22?
21.
21. Yeah. So what happens with these young players? And you saw it with. Let's go back and look at another Spurs player that's gone on to be world class and deliver at every level. Gareth Bale.
That's different. It's not. I think that's very different.
No. Let me explain this. Let me explain why. At this point, the stage is the same. What happens is with a lot of these youngsters, he burst onto the scene. Once he found his position as the left winger, he had like an 18-month period where he was unstoppable. And then at Spurs, he went through a little period, a 6-month, 12-month period where people worked him out a little bit. Then what happens is he then readjusts his position and he goes, right, okay, they've worked out how to stop me. If someone really is then top class, they then step onto that next level. And you saw Gareth Bale do it. Okay, at the same time Gareth Bale did that and went to a next level, he was about on par with Lewis Nani at Manchester United. They were scoring about the same and assisting about the same. Lewis Nani couldn't find that consistency. He couldn't then go to that next level up. And you've seen that happen a lot of times with young players that burst onto the scene. You think, wow, how good's this kid going to be? Agbanglahor, you're going to laugh, but when he was like 18, 19 and he broke on the scene, my age group was like, oh my God, this young kid is going to be amazing. He had a couple of good young years, people sussed him out a little bit, and Dele Alli's going through that period now where they've worked him out a bit. Can he then up his game to that next level?
But what's wrong with Ali is that, like, comparing, I don't know, like, he ruins every attack. He's not good on the ball. He needs to take 10 touches to make one pass.
He's having a bit of a downturn. He's 21. He's allowed to have a dip. This happens to young players.
6 goals and 9 assists this season. He's still also getting good numbers.
Pochettino's coming out and saying he's the best under 21 in the world. That's a bit. Come on, Asensio is 10 times better. I think. I don't know.
He's not. I mean, Asensio, what has Asensio done this year? What has Asensio done in the last 18 months that Dele Alli hasn't?
Asensio, come
Why?
on.
What's he done? 2 screamers at the beginning of the season.
Exactly. What's he done?
He hasn't done much.
You don't think so, no? But whenever he comes on for Real Madrid, he changes the game.
Tell me how. Tell me where he's been doing that. Show me.
He done against, I don't know, I forgot the team, but he got 2 goals when he came on. I forgot the team, but I don't know.
Look, Asensio, I'm not slagging Asensio off. What I'm saying to you is Dele Alli is going through what all young players go through. He's having don't use your Messis and Ronaldos as barometers. They are freaks of nature. All young players go through the history of youngsters coming through your club, other people's clubs. They go up, they have a little dip. You've seen at the moment with Rashford at Man United. Pogba's going through a little. He's a bit older, but a little dip at the minute, and then they shoot back up. You know, Ryan Giggs at Man United went through 2 periods where the fans booed him because he was so poor in his early 20s and then in his late 20s. It happens to all players, and I think what we do now in this we're very over analytical of football now because it's like, oh, he's gone.
You know, 2 bad games, and that's it.
Players, he's finished. Ronaldo was finishing over the hill this year because the poor start to the season. Man's banged in 18 goals in 7 games. I think it's now like a 21-year-old has a bad 6 months. He's finished. Retire.
I want to ask the Tottenham fans, what do you think we need next season? Like, what kind of player do you think?
I think we need a new left back for sure. I'll take Ryan for sure. I think I'll take Ryan Sessegnon in a heartbeat.
Take Luke Shaw from Man United and give us Toby and Harry Kane. That's a good swap.
Oh, you don't want Danny Rose anymore.
No, we've got Ashley. I know. I want Ryan Sessegnon. That's what I want as well.
I want Ryan Sessegnon.
What about Riyad Mahrez? I don't know.
I'll take him.
I would take Mahrez. Yeah, Mahrez would be a quality addition to the squad. I think he's a fantastic player.
I don't know. I think he's the ideal signing for us. But...
Yeah, but we just signed Lucas in January. We've got Sonny, who's in great form. He's having an unbelievable season. Ericsson and Dele Alli as well. And Lamela as well. We haven't even mentioned Lamela.
I thought Lamela's been class since he's been back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
So we've got great attacking options. It's hard to see what we can improve. Maybe another centre mid.
The real question is if Toby does leave this summer, do we sign a new centre back or do we go with what we have? That's the question.
That's a big question.
I think we need a new centre. I don't think Sanchez is at the level right now. I think he needs a bit more time.
Chris Smalling's available. So I'm doing Ed Woodward's job here. I'm trying to sell players. Mate, really appreciate your call. Right, thank you.
Cheers,
top man, cheers. I had a comment here from Lee Davis who says, never heard Giggs get booed. Trust me, I was at Old Trafford. And I heard the man get booed. There wasn't social media back then to do it, but he was having a torrid time. He had bad, especially in the later part. He may not have got booed to the same level as I'm saying when he was younger, but he certainly had people going, oh, he isn't really as good as we thought. But in his late 20s, he had problems with his hamstrings, and he was getting absolute dog's abuse for consistent poor performances. And he nearly got sold. At the end of it, nearly went to Juventus, and they had a bit of a U-turn, and he turned things round. So all players go through. What I'm saying is, all players go through dips. All players have, an off season, and Dele Alli is 21,
and he's still producing,
and he's still doing well.
He's still actually getting good numbers.
The thing is, though, is with Dele, because he had such a great season last season, he's been a bit of a victim of his own success, kind of thing.
People expect the same.
Premier League goals last season.
We've got a video from Louis from 100% Chelsea. We're going to play, and we'll come back and we'll continue this. And I'll give you guys an example about expectations. Yeah, Louis, you heard it. Where's the 5-a-side game?
Come on, Louis.
He's bottling it.
Netherlands 0, England 1. For me, it's all right. I mean, it's England. I mean, to be honest, it was another lacklustre display from the team. I personally feel that, you know, even though that we did score Jesse Lingard and we had the majority of the ball, I just wasn't all that convinced by it. I think that, put it this way, this is a team, even though it is the Netherlands, with a lot of, well, a proud history in terms of football, all in, they haven't qualified for the past 2 tournaments internationally. Why aren't we going at a team like that? Yes, they have some superb players, but again, we're going to World Cup and they're not. So realistically, England are a team which, it's a team of individuals again. I just feel that, you know, we just didn't really bring a lot to the table. Yes, we had a lot of the ball, but it was mainly just passing it around the back. Highlight for me was a bloke falling over in the pub. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this team develops now. I think England are they're good. They have the capability to be a good team, but it's a case of who's going to start, how is it going to go. But I don't know. Is this going to be the team that's going to start going to the World Cup? For me, these friendlies are a time for England to sort of have a look at what their team should be and figure out what a core is. But the problem is England don't have a core. It's consistently changing, in my opinion. I mean, people could argue about Jordan Henderson to that, but for me, I don't know. It was a boring game of football, in my opinion, but that's England. So yeah, a way I like to put it was, I put it on Twitter of the superb way of saying, England is like watching your favourite pet being put down. Painful and slow. But yeah, that's my thoughts. See you guys in a bit.
Thank you very much, Louis. Not very happy with England there. Lackluster, you know, we have a little stroll through London. But there we go. We've got a super chat that's come through from Ryan Moss that I will read out in a moment. But I just wanted to speak about the expectation thing. So I used to work for one of the biggest banks in the world, and
just put that in there.
Yes, and I did.
No need to show off now.
When I was in like sort of a lower graded job in retail banking, if you lost your bank card, it would take 5 days to have a new one delivered. And every time you said it's going to be 5 days until you get a new debit card, people would moan, that's too long, that's too long, that's too long. A year or so went by, and we managed to reduce that to about 2 to 3 days. The initial 2 or 3 months of that, it was no moaning. Then it was, oh, 2 or 3 days, it's too long, it's too long, it's too long. We got down to 1 to 2 days. After a little while, that was too long. We then made it the ability to you to have your card printed again in branch. Same day. But you might have to wait half an hour. 2 or 3 months into it, people moaned that waiting half an hour for a new card was too long. So whatever happens in life, if Dele Alli scores 30 goals in a season, that's then if he goes under that, people aren't happy with it. But I actually feel that level of expectation is wrong, and we don't think about it in the right way. We don't look at it in terms of the human element. We don't look at it in the development. And also, tacticians will watch Dele Alli last year and they go, right, okay, when he got stopped, the team did X, Y, and Z. So they'll all do X, Y, and Z. It's now going to take Dele Alli time to work out new ways of manoeuvring, positioning, all different things, subtle things footballers do. The expectations are like that. We'll just go to this super chat here from Ryan Moss. He says, do you think Lewis Dunk should get in the squad?
Yes. Well, as in he should have been in this squad. For sure, that the current squad. I thought he's been fantastic this season. But been very impressive. Is he going to get in the World Cup squad? Do you mean this squad or the World Cup squad in general? Well,
yeah, Ryan, you don't have to super chat again unless you want to, but you don't have to. But do you mean in the World Cup squad, or it should be in any England squad?
Because this squad, I think he definitely deserved it. World Cup squad remains to be seen, but I think we don't have that much talent at centre back, to be honest.
Cool.
But
we have a caller that wants to speak to you two specifically, so we're going to put him through now.
Oh, God.
Hello and welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hey, we are Tottenham TV. How you doing?
What's up? Oh, dude. What's up?
It's Colin here. How you doing, guys?
What's going, Colin? What's going, Colin? What's your question?
I've got no questions. I want to know... Dele Alli, I heard you talking about him, slating him. What's all that about?
No, we weren't slating him.
A Spurs fan said he was overrated.
What's your thoughts on Dele Alli?
Oh, I'm with you guys. He's all the way.
All the way, all the way.
The king,
but the question is he as good as Jesse Lingard?
Jesse Lingard?
Yeah.
Did he play tonight, Dele?
He came on. He came on for a bit.
Was he good?
He was well past as usual.
Sorry, guys, I missed the game.
I didn't watch the game. Yeah. Well.
So what do you think of the performance then?
What did we do, Spurs? Were we all right? Any Spurs?
Yeah, Trippier had a decent game.
Trippier, I knew it.
Yeah, of course. He's a quality right back.
He's good. I prefer Aurea at times. But,
interesting.
It's the best I've seen Eric Dyer in ages.
Eric Dyer's got a hat
I want to
trick.
your opinions on Toby. He doesn't. What do you guys think? Should he stay? Should he go? Should we welcome him back?
If the rumours are true and that he agreed on a contract and then has come back and said that he wants 180 grand a week, then good riddance to him. He can go out the front door. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think if he's done that, then that's. I think that's bad form by Toby. He shouldn't be doing that. If he can't agree on a deal and then go back on it. Yeah. But obviously, I think if he's asking for something in the region of like 140, 150, I think we should give it to him personally. But I think if he's
asking for 140, 150, that means Kane is going to be all the players.
Yeah,
on that
this
level
is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand.
Asking for parity.
This is what I don't understand. Jan, he's on 100 grand a week at the moment. He's going to need a new contract this summer because he's going out. What's he going to ask? Well, of course, he's going to ask for around 130, 140, something like that. Son, he's on 85 grand a week. He's going to want he's room to get a new contract this summer. What's he going to get? What 120, 130? He's also going to get something similar. He's going to have
Son is
to.
on a bit less. He'll get a pay rise to like 100, 110.
He's not. He's on 85 grand.
He's on 85.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Harry Kane, he's going to get like 200 grand.
I know Son personally. So,
do you?
Yeah.
Get him on We Are Tottenham TV.
He don't speak English. He just sit there going,
we don't mind.
He'd be like that. Huh?
And you've had very specific chats about his wage, have you?
Yeah, I'll tell you
That's
off
an
there.
exclusive. He's got 85 grand a week. That's an exclusive right here.
It's not, you lot knew it already. It's not exclusive. I was just confirming your chat. There he is. Yeah, it's around about that. But yeah, Spurs have got to break that because at the end of the day, they have to break that standard. The new stadium, they're not reducing ticket prices on the whole. They're making some more expensive.
We've got the most expensive ticket price in world football at the moment.
Exactly, that's the point. So they're making it. What the point is, they're making a bigger stadium, and the prices are going up. That money, if they're going to do that to you as fans, my expectation is, well, you spend more on transfers and you give more in salaries to players.
Well, what happens, let's say, hypothetically, if Pochettino leaves and Spurs go back to being Europa League side and with these ticket prices? Do they go down?
I mean, I don't care. I ain't Spurs.
I know you don't
care,
but
they should have to go down because you should.
Prices will go down.
You've got to pay for what you're getting. It's in terms of.
They won't. They'll never.
But they won't because you guys will keep paying it, and that's the thing with supply and demand and the way it works is that if there's someone they're willing to pay it, they're gonna. What they should do at the clubs is for the corporate stuff, charge a lot more, and then give real fans. A much cheaper. That's what they should do. 100%. So all the boxes should be doubled in price, as an example. They'd still sell them, and then you guys could have cheaper tickets. But,
free tickets for all the paupers.
well, I wouldn't say paupers, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying, mate. Look, anything else on your mind that you want to speak about other than Tottenham? Why weren't you watching the England game? What are you up to?
Just Toby, that's all. I mean, if he wants to go, he can go. If he doesn't want to play for our glorious football team, the greatest football team ever to grace British soil, then you can go.
Oh my!
If he wants to go to Mercenary United,
he did.
400 grand.
Our producer, that's a Chelsea fan, just wants to know. Did you just say glorious team?
Yeah, of course.
Extremely glorious. Glory, Tottenham Hotspur.
Is this Ty on the phone?
This is the Tottenham Ty.
Tottenham Ty.
Anyway, let him go. We'll get paid for him.
Well, he's got quite a low buyout clause, isn't he?
No. He doesn't have a buyout clause until the extension gets activated.
25 mil.
Okay. There we go. We got to the crux of it, mate. Really appreciate you calling up the show.
My pleasure. Love the channel, guys. Keep up the good work.
Love it,
mate.
Cheers.
Bye.
That guy loves Tottenham, doesn't he?
Jesus
Christ, he
He's
loves
a proper
Tottenham.
that one.
Yeah, I can't say that word, but yes, he is one. He is one. The law states I can't. I'll end up in prison. Can you imagine? Get carted off in the middle of the white. You said, I nearly said it. You said that word. No, I didn't mean it.
Don't worry, I'll let you say it.
Yeah. That don't even work anymore.
It's like that Monty Python skit.
Yeah, exactly. What did you say, Ebs? We've got another caller on the line. We'll put another caller through. Hello and welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
It's Everyday Same.
Everyday Same.
Great name.
Yeah. Give us your thoughts on the performance from England this evening.
Well, I don't want to be negative because I'm old enough to have suffered the last 20 years of underachievement due to the pressure placed on the actual team. So I don't want to be negative. As a United fan, it was quite disappointing to actually see even an England team move the ball better than us. What I actually took from the game, the positive that I took from the game, is obviously the system that we're trying to play. And what impressed me the most was because of the shape. When the midfield were kind of pressurising that team, the second balls were getting swept up by Stones and Maguire, which I thought was really, really good. And, like, you know, Stones was, you know, making... I mean, Chris Smalling, I mean, mate, you need to just say your Russian dictionary and go nowhere.
No,
Yeah,
he can go as a fan, that's about it.
I'm a Man United fan. I'm sorry, Chris. You ain't going nowhere. Because the thing that annoys me as a United fan is not the fact that Chris Smalling, when he gets the ball, he's going to pass sideways to the defender, which is easiest to pass to. It's that he actually feints as if he's going to do something else before he does it. And then you've got John Stones who can't get into the City team. Then you've got John Stones who can't get into the City team, who's taking out 2 or 3 players with a pass straight down the middle. Sorry, Chris, you're not going nowhere.
What do you think of what do you think of Marcus Rashford tonight? Obviously playing up front. Do you throw him in that role or on the left?
Well, it's a tough one because with the system of the 3, the wing backs.
No.
Need. I mean, again, obviously I'm a United fan, but what I didn't like, I don't want to be negative, but what I didn't like was the whole Sterling thing. Sterling, for me, I don't care how many.
Sterling thing.
He's just overrated.
You think
overrated.
So? He's had a class season this year, Sterling.
Listen. Do you know why he's had a class season? Because he's first out the door in the summer.
Sorry?
That's why he's had a class. He's first out of the City door in the summer.
Absolute
no matter how many goals he scored. well, can I give you my reasoning why?
Yeah, go on, please.
Well, apart from the fact that they tried to sell him in January anyway, let's not forget, it's because the difference between a great player and a world-class player is vision. And Sterling has no vision, so it doesn't matter that he's very fast, because by the time he's run past 2 players, by the time he stopped, looked up, thought about what he's going to do, then made the wrong decision, the 2 players he's run past have already come past him. The only reason he's playing for City is because he played 2 years behind Luis Suarez, and he scored loads of goals because he's the first player out of that team. Trust me, in 18 months he'll be playing for Villarreal.
I think
I've got one question for you, because you're Spurs boys, aren't you?
You're
2 boys.
Go on.
When Harry Kane's goals, or lack of goals, fails to get us out the group stage, are you going to destroy his career the same way you destroyed?
I thought you said you're not going to be negative.
No, I'm not going to. but that's talking about the future. I'm saying I'm not going to be negative about the game. I'm talking about when we get to the World Cup and Harry Kane doesn't score the goals that required for us to get out of the group stage. Are you Tottenham and England fans going to destroy his career the same way you did with Rooney?
Are you joking? No chance.
It's a great question though, and we.
Yeah.
I know there's a. I don't want the same expectations put around Harry Kane's neck, because I saw Wayne Rooney, a man that loved playing for his country, that tried his absolute best, get forced into squads when he was unfit, had all this pressure put around his neck and shoulders, and all the blame applied to him when it went wrong. And we spoke about this during the game, didn't we? Go back, and I say this to every, and I defend Rooney so much more than I probably should, just because I think the amount of criticism he receives is wrong. Go back and watch every game he ever played for England, and find me the chances that were created for him that he missed. The only chance he ever had created that was on a plate for him was against Uruguay, and he scored. He had some half chances he didn't put away, and I take that on the chin. But if England go to this World Cup and they don't create 4, 5, 6 opportunities, golden opportunities for Harry Kane to score, he might not score a goal. And he should not be. If he gets, I will defend Harry Kane the same way I defended Wayne Rooney, because it's wrong. One, it's a team sport, and two, to chastise one man for a whole team's failings. I don't like the whole idea of it. It's why I defend Fellaini and Lingard at Man United. I don't do the whole scapegoat thing. I find it. I think that's bullying.
And I can assure you, if Kane just keeps banging the goals for Spurs, I don't think any Spurs fan would care whether he scores for England or not.
Look, Kane is one of our own, scoring for England or not.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, I mean, to be honest, that kind of statement kind of, just proves the point, doesn't it? It's like you literally said you don't really care if he flops or not, because we're going to support him, which is fine. But what I'm saying is, that's what destroyed. Really. And the only bad thing about tonight was the final ball. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that Man United, we can just leave him now, because we don't need somebody. We might as well have Valencia.
Yeah.
His final ball so bad. It's the final ball.
Yeah.
And that was disappointing. And I just think that we're going to go to the World Cup. Dele out of play. There'll be two defensive midfielders. He won't get a sniff. Kane will get snuffed out because he's not playing for Tottenham, so the whole team won't be worried about him. He'll be as greedy as he normally and take loads of shots and everything. It's just disappointing. But the one point that I would like to make is that I think the one person that could save it is inform maybe Adam Lallana. Before he got injured last year with Coutinho, Liverpool were looking really dangerous. And I'm a Man United fan saying this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if Lallana was Lallana from 18 months ago, and then you put him with, say, the Oxlade-Chamberlain we had maybe tonight, and then maybe one of the others, then maybe we've got a bit of a shot.
Mate, really do appreciate your call. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you. We are getting ready to end this. We've got one call I'm going to actually dial out on, actually. Sophie Richo is a YouTuber out there and also a professional female football player. I'm going to give her a quick call now. We're waiting for her earlier. I think she's caught in traffic or something. I'm going to give her a quick buzz. You're going to hear it ringing. My phone's not up on the screen or anything. I disconnected that so her number's not getting given to the public. Because I've done that before. We'll see if she wants to answer.
Hello?
Hello, Sophie. It's Terry and the boys from FanPark Live. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
All good, mate.
We're all good. What were we've had lots of different views on the game from everybody today. Some people impressed, some people unhappy and disappointed. Where do you stand on the way England performed today?
I'll be honest, I thought at half-time I was bored, to be honest with you. I thought, typical England, really. The shape and that was decent enough, but going forward, I don't think we had enough players in the box. I think we've got too many average players. And we played against Holland, inconsistent at the moment. I don't think you can really judge. I think the time to judge will be Tuesday when we're playing against a better team, to be honest with you. I like the fact that he's trying different players. I like the fact that Pickford played in goal, so I do really rate him. But yeah, I think on the whole it was just an average England performance, really. I thought they played some good football at times, but nothing to get too excited about.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Lingard steps up and bangs in a goal. We know you're a Manchester United supporter. How happy were you to see him get his first goal for his country?
Really happy. I thought Jesse, to be fair, was one of our standout players tonight. He's always moving off the ball, always trying to make stuff happen, and I thought he played pretty well, to be fair. So really happy that he got the goal. I saw you guys talking about Dele Alli earlier as well and saying whether he was overrated or fulfilling his potential. Dele Alli is an awkward one for me. I think, like mentioned earlier, it depends on the players he's got around him. He's got that ability to make something happen out of the blue, hasn't he? And that's why he does play, because he has got that magic sometimes in a game when you need it. But it just needs to be more consistent for me, and that's something that Jesse Lingard has added this season, a bit more consistency to his game.
Yeah, saying that, Ali scored more goals and got more assists than Lingard, I think, over the season. Yeah. I believe so. Well,
I think collectively, I think the difference is there is Dele Alli's 21 and Lingard's 24, 25, and I think that will come. But do you think it's Sophie? Do you think it's a little unfair that there are some people already writing off a 21-year-old football player?
Yeah, I think it's unfair to write him off, but at the same time, I mean, you were mentioning just about the stress put on Wayne Rooney's shoulders and possibly going to be put on Harry Kane's now. I think we big up young players too much in this country and respect too much of them, and it's happened with Rashford of late at United as well. So I think it's wrong to write them off, but at the same time, I don't want too much pressure to be added, because at the end of the day, they're young and they're entitled to have a dip in form and a blip. And I think it's more about nurturing and supporting them through that, really, rather than getting on the back.
100%. You see, 90% of these young players go through a sticky patch at some point in their early career.
Yeah,
and it's hard to pick on these players and say that they're overrated and all this. You got to give them a few years and let them blossom.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at Wayne Rooney, for example, he came into an England team where he had a good midfield behind him. Gerrard, Lampard. I know he didn't really go anywhere, but he had a good midfield behind him. And at the moment, Dele, Alli and players like that have got like the likes of Henderson behind. Now, I'm sorry, but Jordan Henderson, don't get me wrong, he played decent tonight, but captain of England, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Bomb just got dropped there. Liverpool fans are going to start. Yeah, no, but look, we talked about earlier. Look, Henderson, good professional player, but when that's the best England have in that position, we know there's a lack of development there. There really is. Not up to the standard whatsoever. So when you look at England, though, what were your expectations? I mean, I know we've got a few more friendlies to go. There's a little bit of time for development and growth, but realistically, how far do you see this England side going in the World Cup?
I think we'll get at the group stages. Not much further than that, to be honest. If we do, then I'll be happy. Because at the moment, obviously, Southgate's his projects. Like you said, lack of development coming through, especially in that midfield area. We're especially weak. And if you look at our team realistically, which of our players would get into the likes of Germany at the moment? We haven't got enough top quality players. Harry Kane would probably be the only one who I would say would ability-wise get into that team.
Yeah, very, very true, and that's something that the sort of the England setup needs to improve. Matt, we basically need the England men to be as strong as the England women.
Pretty much.
And that's not saying that the women are legit, like pound for pound, but pound for pound is good. That's what you need. Is you need them to be able to dominate in the same way. And we were saying earlier, though, maybe there's something in this, though. Maybe now that we don't have the golden generation and the superstar players, maybe this is a first time in a couple of decades nearly, where we might actually see the team with a little bit more cohesion and working a bit more together as a unit, because they have to.
Yeah, I mean, just because we haven't got all top class players, that doesn't mean you can't win anything. If you look at Portugal in the Euros, Ronaldo, he went off injured and still managed to win that. Because, like you said, they worked as a unit, they found the right system to suit their players, and that's what we need to do. And that's what Southgate needs to find. And as mentioned earlier, he still doesn't know really who his goalkeeper's going to be or who his centre-backs are going to be, and that's what he needs to find out in these friendlies.
Who would you put in goal?
I like Pickford. I genuinely do. I rate him. I think his distribution's good. Out of the keepers in the Premier League at the moment, I'd definitely put him up there, or maybe Butland. For
me, I think Pope. I think Pope's had the best season out of the three. I think he's been absolutely class in the Burnley goal, but yeah, we'll see.
Really close one.
So really, so go on.
Well, I was going to say, he turns into Superman at Old Trafford as well, so like most keepers.
Yeah, well, everyone plays well against us. It's just it's the conspiracy. When I was a kid, right, every time I lost on FIFA, I always used to believe that the computer knew it was me. The computer knew it was me. My brothers all won, and I lost, and I'm 32 now, and I still feel like that. It's
it's not you that's a problem. It's the Cantona that you're controlling.
Yeah, I've got to grow. I think I've got to grow up. Actually, I've got major problems. Soph, really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Take care. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good points there raised. You can obviously check out her YouTube channel as well. It's called Hairdryer Treatment. Tell everyone where they can find you guys on YouTube.
You can find us at We Are Tottenham TV, the best Tottenham fan channel on the internet,
and on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
The only Tottenham fan channel.
I came from him.
Yeah, no, it's the only one I watch, to be honest with you. It's the only one. I do watch Anna as well.
Okay.
I forgot her surname.
I don't know her surname.
Anna XY. We call her XY. Anna XY.
That's her channel name.
Spurs XY.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Sorry, Anna.
I subscribe to the channels and I get the things come from my suggestions. I don't know what people look. I'm really bad with names. I'm terrible.
I don't. Nobody knows her surname.
Yeah, Sim and Ben. Did we decide who was older out of these two? Did we guess?
Yeah, well, did anyone guess?
I'm gonna say you look the older one.
You're the only one to say that.
Yeah, most people say me. Yeah.
No, yeah, him. You're
more life
Ben.
experience.
How many years do you reckon?
I was 2, 3. So how old are you?
I'm 28.
You look really. You're 28. I'm fucked. And
What are you?
Me, I'm 32, bruv. I'm an old man, honest to God.
You're only 4 years above me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we would have been in senior school at the same time at some point.
You could be 25. You could be mid-20s.
Yeah, I'm 32, bruv. I'm old, man. I'm old. So I feel it all the time now. Like I don't get. So I was talking to I was talking to some people.
You're 29 soon as well. Bloody hell.
And I was chatting to some YouTubers in America, right? And I said, I will have a little bit of a meeting about what we want to do. I said, I'll Skype you. And they were like, what? So I'll Skype you. Like, how old are you, man? I can't do accents, sorry. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, like, Skype's been dead for like 10 years. I'm like, really? I still, even when I FaceTime, I call it Skype. And that's when you realise you're getting old. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway, listen, thank you everybody for tuning in as ever. Make sure you download the One Football app. All the information for that is in the description below. It supports us massively. So if you want to do us a massive favour, please get that done. And it's an amazing app and it's free. On top of that, the One Football app, it was spoke about already. So the UFF, the Ultimate Football Fan app, is also available now. You can see all of our mugs on there talking football. We have exclusive cookery shows. We film our own mini documentaries. It's growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger. So strike now while the iron is hot. All that information is down below. Thank you very much for tuning in as ever. God bless. And we'll be back on Tuesday for the next England game before the Premier League returns. Can't wait for the crunch end. It's a shame the Champions League's over for us, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Champions what? Anyway, take care. God bless and see you all again soon. Bye-bye.
Go you Spurs.